The time has come to make my Steam Deck classy with one of these DBrand skins, and I'm curious to see if these things are any good and actually worth the money. So let's go ahead and check it out. Welcome to Mike Techs It Out. I'm Mike, and yes, I have one of these DBrand skins. This is the first time that I've purchased one, but the time was right. See, what had happened was, Linus Tech Tips, the channel, and some of his, or a lot of his sub-channels, got hacked. When he made his video to talk about the hack, DBrand sponsored it, and they had 15% off site-wide. And I have been eyeing DBrand skins for years, and obviously being in the YouTube space and watching a lot of YouTube content, I see a lot of advertisements for DBrand, so I was already familiar with them, and I really wanted to do something with my Steam Deck. So I picked up one of their skins for the first time. 15% off, brought it down to about $42. This is the leather skin for the Steam Deck, because I wanted to do something classy. I wanted a classy deck, okay? I was tired of seeing other people's Steam Decks online, they look classy, and I'm just sitting there with my regular deck, and it looks unclassy. So this is the actual packaging that it ships in. It's just this big envelope. This is where the shipping tag would normally be at. And then there's a pull tab here, so we're gonna go ahead and get this started. They have videos on their site how to apply a skin for each of the products that they sell, which is kind of cool because they do have specific ways you're supposed to apply them. These are kind of expensive, so you definitely want to do it the right way. Also, you need a hair dryer. They tell you to have a hair dryer, so I got my purple hair dryer here. We're gonna dry this thing out. Let's get in here to see what we got. Got our front skin along with the two side ones. Got the back skin. They even got this nice little cleaning cloth that has a little bull up here. I don't know if that's their logo. I don't remember what their logo is, but it's got a bull up here for some reason. Probably because of the leather. I didn't think about that. Let's start by cleaning this thing. That's the first thing you're supposed to do. So this is actually a pretty nice cloth. I've gotten this thing fairly clean. I'm gonna go ahead and watch this video. This should actually be easier than I thought since this has less pieces than the normal DBrand skin.
Relax, this is going to be easy.
Thank you, I'm glad it's gonna be easy. Okay, we've already wiped our device free of dust and fingerprints for the most part.
Remove the skin from the 3M paper and reattach as shown. Align around the two center screws.
It's already not going well. I was never good at arts and crafts. This is why I usually get cases for things and not skins. We're gonna have to Captain George this and wing it, and we're gonna have to align around the screws, which is another thing I appreciate. When I saw that they made sure not to cover the screw holes, I was like, that's actually pretty cool, because if I want to open this thing back up, I don't want to have to pull the skin off. That would suck. At least if it gets wrinkly, it's leather, so that's good. I did myself a favor there, because I'm definitely gonna be creasing this more than I should. All right, now we're applying the pressure to secure the skin in place.
You may now remove the 3M paper entirely and
Yay.
smooth out the back surface, leaving the flaps unstuck. Grab your hair dryer. Heat up the side flap until the material becomes
Okay, you're moving too fast, lady. So this is where we gotta use this blow dryer. I got it on low but hot, so it should get hot. So I feel like that's nice and melty here, and then you're supposed to slowly guide this around. Bring that around town. I said slowly, right? I don't think I did that slowly. Ooh, I didn't do that slowly. This is where we are so far on the installation of the back. Not too bad if I say so myself. So we're gonna heat this other side up. No, I blew the skin off the desk. Let's slowly move around this edge. Ah! I dropped it. I dropped my Steam Deck, it's broke. I think it's looking pretty good. I'm not mad at that.
Now, turn your device upside down. Then, apply a round of firm pressure along the screw cutouts to form the skin around the corner.
Now I gotta heat up these corners. So we gotta heat this whole thing up. Now we gotta heat up this top layer. So far the back is looking really good. I am just going to go ahead and see if we can get this valve silhouette going on in here. So we gotta heat this up for 10 to 15 seconds apparently, and then we should be good. Alright, we got a little valve silhouette going on, which admittedly doesn't look good on the leather. I tried it, it's kind of there. You can kind of see the valve up there. But overall, so far, the back looks really nice. And it smells really leathery. It smells like a new shoe.
Apply the trackpad skins using a gravity gun.
So, the trackpad skins we don't have, but apparently you're supposed to use a gravity gun. Get it? Because it's a valve joke because of, you know, Portal and Half-Life and stuff like that. Those types of things. Now we can move on to the front skin, which fell on the floor.
Heat the skin until the material becomes soft.
These
Once
aren't
heated,
too
apply
bad.
pressure from the center outwards to form the skin around the curve. Any remaining bumps or wrinkles can be smoothed out by heating the affected area, then rubbing with your microfiber cloth.
Alright, this side is finally good. So now for the other side. Alright, we got our edges done for the front. Now we just got the main piece left.
Remove the skin from the 3M paper and reattach as shown.
So we gotta line it around these
Once lined up
buttons.
perfectly, smooth it out. Rotate the 3M paper and turn your attention to the opposite side. You may now remove the 3M paper entirely and smooth out the front surface.
Got our skin here
You
lined
may now
up.
remove the screen cutout using the peel tab. Heat the left side of the device until the flap becomes soft. Repeat this process for the opposite side.
We are in the home stretch of this. I'm just wiping it down and take care of some of these sharper edges. For the most part, it's done. I kind of like the way that it turned out. The cool thing about the Steam Deck too is like you get this other big piece of leather that is for the screen cover technically. So I guess you could just do whatever with it. I think right off the bat, the only thing I'm going to be concerned about is eventually these peeling off. It does feel like when I'm grabbing it, it's pushing it up a little bit. I'm actually going to heat this back up. Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get used to this because all the buttons feel a little bit inset now, which is to be expected. It is adding a little bit of thickness to it, ever so slightly, especially on the front. The track pads are still a little bit above the skin, but they're almost like flush with it. I think it does take a little bit away from the usability, but I do like the way that this looks. I do think it looks classy. I mean, you can't look at that and be like, that's not classy. You have to say it's classy. We'll see, maybe this can win me over. Right now, I'm kind of iffy about it. Sorry if there's an abrupt cut to the video. Originally, I was not planning on recording a part 2 in the same video. I was gonna leave my initial thoughts as they were when I finished the installation. But since it's now been 2 weeks since that part of the video was recorded, I thought it'd be good to do a first impressions after a couple weeks just to tell you how I feel about it. Now, I might have mentioned this before. I'm not typically a huge fan of skins. So initially when I got this, I really didn't like the feeling of the edges. I keep feeling like it's gonna peel off on the grips, but they've actually been completely fine. I really do like the look of this with the leather. And the good thing about having this skin is this does still fit in my 3D printed Steam Deck stand here. And this was printed to fit the Steam Deck exactly. So if I would have got like a traditional case, it would have made it not fit in here, which was one of the reasons that I wanted to do a skin versus doing a case for this. As far as the peeling, the only issue that I've had is this back flap on the top above where the vent is. It does start to peel up a little bit if I play the Steam Deck a lot, where it really heats up. And I've gone over this again with the hair dryer. So when I did the initial install, I had the heat on low, but for my hair dryer, because it's not super powerful anyway, I think it would have been better to have it on high. So if you have a weaker hair dryer, maybe try putting it on high when you do this, just to make sure that you get enough heat in there to really get this thing to stick. So I did go back over this. It didn't really seem to help this part. that much. It did help me edge out these corners a little bit better than what I initially did. And everything else has been staying up there just fine. It just seems to be this part around where the heat dissipates at. I wonder if other Steam Deck users have had this issue. If you have a DBrand Skin and you have this issue, let me know. The other thing that I didn't do was I didn't wipe this thing down with alcohol like I was originally planning. Usually if I do anything like vinyl or sticker type things, I usually wipe it down with alcohol. But I wanted to follow the instructions directly because I don't know if alcohol was going to cause an issue with it. I'm sure it wouldn't have if I let the Steam Deck dry all the way before I put it on. But that's another thing that I probably could have done that would have made this a little bit better as far as sticking to the Steam Deck. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I don't know if I'll keep this on long term. It depends on if the rest of this thing starts to peel or not. I'm still not super confident because it's a sticker and it has that gap where the grip ends and the plastic begins right where you hold it. So I'm still not super confident on how long that'll last. By no means bad, and I really do like the look that this gives a Steam Deck. So if you're a skin person, these do seem like really high quality skins, but they really haven't eased my concerns on having a skin on a console. I think the last time I did a skin was back in the 360 era, actually, or it might have been the Xbox. No, it was the original Xbox. So the 360 had the interchangeable faceplates. The original Xbox, I had a skin on mine. It was like some kind of blue skin. And that started to peel after a little while. But it wasn't like a great quality one like this one. This is way better quality than that was. I think it'll probably be fine, but we'll see. I'm also curious to see if this leather patinas or not. I'm kind of excited for that. I have an iPhone leather case just for that reason. I like the little patina it gets over time, and it kind of feels like your own custom thing. So that's why I went with leather for this as well. Other than that, the only other thing is the back logo. So in the instructions, it says you're supposed to heat up the back and kind of press it in so you get the Valve logo in the back. I did do that, but it still kind of looks like you could barely see it. I'm not sure if it makes as much sense to do that with the leather because it's still not super visible. And I've heated it up again with the hairdryer, and I even did it while I was playing games, so the back of it was already hot and had been hot for a while. And you can kind of see the Valve logo on the back, but it's, again, not super clear. I guess I have to answer the question if it's worth the money. Like I mentioned, I did get this on sale for $42. It's normally $50. And for a leather skin, with this much leather on it, considering that I spent like $60 for my iPhone case, which is way smaller, I'd say that this is probably worth it. The other skins, of course, are a lot cheaper, and there's a lot of customization options, especially if you have the patience to get this thing to stick on just right and go through the proper cleaning procedures before you put this thing on. I'm just not a skin person. I'm also just not very patient. I had some issues lining it up while I was doing the initial installation process. Overall, it took me about an hour to finish that whole install process for this thing, just because I was trying to line it up as best as I can, but I'm not great at these type of things. I think it overall turned out okay. I do right now give it the recommend, but check back with me a few months later and I will tell you how it's going once I have more time with it, just to see how it holds up. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints about it. I think it's probably worth the money if you're that type of person who likes skins. They're really nice skins. And I will let you know how it is in a few months. But until then, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified when I drop a video or a live stream. And I always do at least 2 things at the same time. Peace.